Okay. Hi, it's Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning, and my husband is with his family on a road trip, so they won't be back all day. And I have the whole day that I just get to do my yard. So today, I'm going to build the buckets real quick, and these are just rebuilds. They're not full builds. I will make a video on the full builds. And you are crooked again. I don't know. Well, I'm probably standing crooked. So the tomatoes are going to get in today, and the peppers are going to get at least watered today. I'm not going to probably get a chance to get the peppers in. Here comes the speed videos. Alright, so this year I'm trying a new O-ring. This is the gasket that you put in the 1-inch hole that holds the 1/2-inch pipe, PVC pipe. I usually get them from Granger, but I was on Amazon and I didn't have a chance to drive up to Granger. So what I did was I picked up 3/4-inch rubber grommets. They're HGG R75 from Hydroponics Amazon, and they're a lot different than the ones that I got from Granger. Now the ones that I got from Granger look like this on both sides. The Hydroponics ones have a flat back, which I kind of think that these are going to work better for these buckets. Now the bucket has a, I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up because of the, there we go, I'll put my hand back there, has a 1-inch hole, and I use a hole saw for it. Be real careful and you clean it up real good. You clean it up if you get any you know, bad things, but you run your saw backwards, so when you run your saw backwards it doesn't chew it up as bad. Now these, I noticed, fit in a lot nicer than the Granger ones. I mean, the Granger ones I've used for years, for the last 3 years. This is the first year I've used this. But these seem like they have a really solid fit, because I think it's because they're just thicker. And then, so the nice roundy part goes on this side, and then the inside, let me see if my camera can pick it up. It is. Okay, so the inside sits nice and flat, and it's really tight up against the plastic bucket. So it seems like these might work. Now I don't know if they're going to last any longer than one season like the other ones do, because the sun just eats them up, but we'll see. I think there, let's see, 25 of them. I can't remember what I paid for. I think 15, 16 bucks for 25, and I think I pay $9 when I drive up to Granger. I think I was paying $9 or $10 for 50 of them. So, but if they don't leak, the ones that I have, some of the buckets leaked, and it just made an icky mess. So now that you get this in, the grommet in, you take 190, put it on the end, and I might have to get soap because I didn't bring my soap out. And yep, I'm gonna be right back. I'll turn the camera off. I gotta go get soap. Okay, so I got a little bit of soapy water, and we'll see how this works. These are lots bigger than the other ones, so we'll see. So you just kind of screw them in. Oh, okay, come on. This is the hardest part. Now you keep your hand on the back side of this, because if you don't, these are going to push right through. So keep your hand on the back. You don't want to break your bucket. But the soapy water does help. There we go. Now I go out about an inch, because I know about how far I need to sit from my buckets. So what you have is you have that right through. Then you take your other 90 and you put it on the other end. So your 90 sits down, And what this does is this gives your reservoir, this hole is 2 inches up from the bottom. This gives you a 2-inch holding power. Once your Dutch buckets drain, you will have 2 inches of liquid in the bottom. So you don't need to keep watering all day long on your Dutch buckets. You just need to set it. I set mine 3 times a day. I set it for early in the morning, and then I set it for mid-afternoon, and then I set it about 6 o'clock at night. So it goes about every 7 hours, and then of course from nighttime to early morning again, you don't need to water again because there's going to be enough, and the plants are going to sleep anyhow, so they're resting. And then in the morning again, it'll fill up the buckets, and then it'll drain, and you'll get more nutrient solution. So I have a bunch of buckets to make. That's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to like these. And if you're wondering what this white paper is, it's black on the one side and white on the other. This is called panda film. And what this does is it makes this really, really dark inside, so the light can't shine through, which keeps it from growing algae. And you get this off of Amazon too. You can find it in some hydroponic shops. I just get it off of Amazon, and it lasts forever. This is, I think, the third year. This might be the 3rd year that I had on. This will be my 3rd year, and it hasn't wore down or anything, and it washes nice, and even the tape sticks keep sticking to it. My paint strainers. These are 5-gallon bucket paint strainers, and I've used both kinds. This time I got the ones with the elastic. Most of the time I don't get the, well actually this is the first time I got the ones with the elastic on them. I don't usually get the elastic ones because usually the elastic ones are more expensive than the ones that just fold over, and I usually just put a couple clothespins on the top. But I splurged because these were cheaper. And these actually look pretty nice. Now the ones that I took out of the buckets, last time, let's see, was that 2 days ago when I cleaned all the buckets out? Those will get washed up, folded up, and put back in my greenhouse, and I will use them next year, the year after. It's just that I didn't get a chance to wash them, and I had already ordered these because I knew I knew I didn't have enough. So now it's the perlite. I have the perlite that I dumped out of the buckets. I haven't cleaned yet, but I have 3 bags of really big perlite. That stuff was the dusty little tiny perlite, but I have 3 bags left of the big perlite. So I'm going to use those bags up first. Whatever's left, I'll go and I'll reuse the old stuff, and then this stuff will be used next year. I opened up my bag of perlite. Now what I do with my bags of perlite is I poke a bunch of holes in the bottom and just stab it, and then I really water it down. So then what you get is all the dust and stuff falls out, and then you just have perlite. So I fill up my buckets. Now, in the years past, I've always taken the dirt and rinsed my tomato plants, but for the last 2 years I haven't done that, and there hasn't been any difference. The contamination in the water isn't there, and so the plants seem to grow just fine. And another thing is the roots are so entwined in this, it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm just going to set the plant, one plant here, get my digger tool, because I'm going to do 2 plants in a 5-gallon bucket because I single stem them. And get another plant. Do the same thing to this one. Take the top 3 leaves off. Set this one in. Same thing, except I am going to turn the leaf so they're not going to be, there we go. And then fill it up with perlite. Okay, now this one, yeah, that one's good. So when I do the single stems, what's going to happen is they'll get split just a little bit. So I will bring them out and then they come straight up. And there's plenty of room to do it this way. I was really pleased with the results last year. And the water is coming out clear. And once the water drops down below this, it'll slow down, but there's still going to be an inch of water or so in there. And there we go. Now, if you don't want to get wet, what you end up doing is you tip this a little bit more, and that will finish draining the bucket. Because when I carry it in, I really don't want to be wet. Okay, tomatoes are online. Let's fire her up.
Well, you got both of them on or one?
No, I don't need back pump on. There's nothing to water back there right now.
Oh, so right now just
These,
all the tomatoes are on.
just the tomatoes on.
Oh,
The
okay.
peppers have their own line.
Okay, so all that is on a different pump.
Yeah. Right now that's manual watering. Hopefully tomorrow morning I'll have enough time to plant some of those peppers. And I gotta send an email out on some of these tomatoes too.
Holy cow, you got a lot of tomatoes in the bag.
Well, some of these are going outside. There's your cherries are right there. You have 3 different types of cherry tomatoes.
Oh, right on.
And the Amish paste that are in the back, those those can go. I can donate those to somebody. And there's the Heinz. The Heinz, I think, are right there, or either right behind you or right there. Those are outside tomatoes. So those are gonna go out as soon as I get some dirt out there, but they don't need to go out until the end of May anyway.
Oh, in the big garden.
Yeah. I always grow some outside. Alright, so the tomatoes are in and running. The peppers I'm going to put in probably tomorrow or the next day. I'm not in no hurry. They're doing just fine in their formula. Both 55-gallon reservoirs out back got scrubbed and is attached to the main reservoir. Everything's cleaned, prepped, and just need to finish building the rest of my buckets. So, the tomato greenhouse is online. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and have an awesome day. Thank you.